Good evening. Whoops. Here we go. Let's try this again. Good evening. My name is Kenny DeMoss, and I am the proud graduate and the principal of Parkersburg High School. I am delighted to welcome you to the 2024 commencement exercises for Parkersburg High School. We will now have the procession of the class of 2024. Members of the faculty at Parkersburg High School will follow the seniors. You may remain seated for the procession. The Big Red Band, under the direction of Mr. Dan White, will play the processional. Mr. White. Seniors, please be seated. At this time, Kaylin Wise, Vice President of the senior class, will give the welcome.
Hi, I'm Kaylin Wise, and I'm the Vice President for the senior class of 2024. I'm honored to welcome you to the 24 commencement of Parkersburg High School. It's been an exciting year filled with ups and downs, heartbreak and triumph, joy and sorrow, but now it's coming to an end. We welcome you whether you are family, friends, or honored guests. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the commencement of the class of 2024.
At this time, I invite you to please stand, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem by the Big Red Band, and remain standing for the Parkersburg High School alma mater, sung by the PHS a cappella choir. Mr. White.
Just to you sing a praise and songs to alma mater raise, while we strive to keep thy name forever in the halls of fame. Mountains fair and valleys bright, renew the path for banners bright. Times of joy or times of stress, will always love you. PHS.
Please be seated. If you are a retired military veteran, an active member, or senior getting ready to start your career in the military, please stand. Thank you for your commitment to protecting our country and protecting our freedoms. Let's give them one more round of applause. If you work for Wood County Schools, please stand. I want to say thank you for your tireless efforts in following protocols, doing the unrequired, and making sacrifices not only personally during the last 4 or 5 years, but taking care of others as well. Let's give them a round of applause. If you are a frontline worker, please stand. I can't imagine the things you all have to deal with and are continuing to overcome in these past few years. Thank you for taking care of all of us in times like these. Let's give them a round of applause. If you are a parent of one of the graduates this evening, please stand. On behalf of all the graduates and staff, we want to say thank you for getting them this far. But your job isn't over yet. Even though they have finished this marathon, half the battle is getting them through the next race in life. Let's give you one more round of applause. It is my pleasure to introduce the following members of the Wood County Board of Education. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Board of Education President, Mr. Justin Raber, Mr. Ron Tice, Mr. Rick Alcott, Mrs. Judy Johnson, and Mrs. Sarah Townsend. Thank you for your dedication to Wood County Schools and our students. Please give them a round of applause. It is also my privilege to recognize members of the Wood County Administration. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Our Superintendent, Mrs. Christy Willis, Assistant Superintendent John Merritt, Assistant Superintendent Justin Hartshorn, Assistant Superintendent Caleb Lawrence, Director of Secondary, Mr. Ken Cook, Director of Elementary, Mrs. Heather Grant, and Coordinator of Student Services, Mrs. Kathy Gruey. And anyone else I missed that works at 13th Street. Thank you for your leadership shown by all these dedicated individuals. Give them a round of applause. If you work for Blennerhassett Hotel, Kona Ice, or Celanese, formerly known as DuPont, or for our Parkersburg High School Foundation, please stand. I want to say thank you for all the services and support you provide Parkersburg High School. It is really remarkable how much you truly love our school. Please give them a round of applause. I would like to introduce our administrative team at Parkersburg High School. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Assistant Principal, Mrs. Whitney Gazelle. Assistant Principal, Mr. Scott Miller. Assistant Principal, Mrs. Kelly Ray. Assistant Principal and Athletic Director, Mr. Chris Way. Home Services, Mr. Joe Britton. Community and Schools Worker, Mr. Travis Smith. Our school nurses, Tori Stevens and Lisa Roberts. And our School Resource Officer and Parkersburg Police Officer, Jeremy Bell. I would like to personally thank you for your hard work you do daily for our students. You all are my second family, and I appreciate going through the daily grind with all of you. We are truly blessed to have such an awesome leadership team. Please give them one more round of applause. On a parting note, Officer Bell, stand up. Officer Bell is leaving us. But our school system is going to be in much safer hands because he's now going to become the Director for Safety for Wood County Schools. Let's give him a round of applause. I would like to introduce our counselors. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Mrs. Maggie Oneck, Mrs. Diane Cunningham, Mr. Brian Sprague, Mrs. Natalie Griffith, and Mrs. Terry King. Thank you for your dedication and working closely with our students and for all the time and effort you put in with them. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to introduce our senior advisors. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Mrs. Chandra DeBar, Mrs. Trina Poling, Miss Amy Burns, Mr. Sam Vincent. These four dedicated teachers worked with the senior class on many activities, including Collar Day, creating the senior flag, and the Chill and Grill, to name a few. Thank you all for your hard work in making this year a special one for our senior class. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to thank the secretarial staff for their day-to-day work in keeping our school running as smoothly as it does and completing all tasks to help our graduates walk across the stage this evening. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the custodial staff for their tireless work in preparing the stadium for this evening's graduation. They have spent many hours setting up chairs, setting the stage, and preparing the field for tonight's celebration. Thank you all for your tireless work and dedication to our students. Please give them a round of applause. Now, I'm not sure if they're in attendance, but if they are, would Mike Dawson and Donnie Reeves please stand? These two teachers are retiring this year, and I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your years of service to our students. So let's give them a round of applause. Seated amongst our graduates this evening are the finest teachers in Wood County. Would all PHS teachers please stand? They are the ones responsible for the molding and shaping of these students. These teachers give countless hours outside of the classroom to ensure our students receive the finest education possible. The administration thanks you from the bottom of their hearts for all that you do for our students. Let's give them one more round of applause. And finally, seniors, please stand. You will never forget your life over the last 4 years. Your 4 years of high school are like the epitome that life isn't easy and is unpredictable. I like to compare life to a song that I first heard in 1997, long before you all were born, called Tub Thumping. In that song, there is one phrase that keeps getting said over and over and over again, and that phrase is, I get knocked down, but I get up again. There's nothing going to keep me down. You are going to get knocked down in life, but it's how you bounce back that is important. After Michael Jordan got cut his freshman year in high school, he bounced back to be the greatest NBA player that ever lived. Many great songwriters and actors will go through breakups, divorce, and even betrayal, and bounce back with a platinum hit or an album or a movie. After about 6 days trapped under a boulder with minimal food and water, mountain climber Aaron Ralston amputated his own arm with a pocket knife to escape from a canyon in Utah in 2003. That experience changed his life in a very positive way, not only by changing his perspective, but by creating countless new opportunities. The point I'm trying to make with those lyrics is when life knocks you down, you have to get back up. You're ending your high school career on a high point. When the low points happen, get out of your own way and get back up. Don't let anything ever keep you down. In my personal life, I've went through many setbacks, divorce, death, betrayal. Many people in this stadium have felt the same thing that I have. But guess what? I'm a Big Red, and I bounce back. And today, you're going to be part of a long red line of Big Reds that share that same resilient mindset of when you get knocked down, you get up again. We don't let anything keep us down when we get knocked down. You all have the ability to get back up, and I'm proud of you for that. You are a fearless group. You are extremely smart and versatile. You are very loyal and respectable class filled with school spirit and enthusiasm. You've made me proud, and I will be forever grateful just being a part of your lives during high school. We might be honoring you this evening, but I'm the one who is truly honored to be the principal of the Parkersburg High School class of 2024. Let's give them a round of applause. Seniors, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce the Parkersburg High School award-winning a cappella choir under the direction of Mr. Josh Dubbs. The The choir will perform Chaka and Home Among the Hills.
mountain rills. My heart will be always in the West Virginia hills. Their autumn hillsides are bright with scarlet trees, and in the spring the robins sing, while apple blossoms whisper in the breeze. And there is music in the flashing streams, and joy in fields of daffodils. Loved happy valleys of my home among the hills. Their autumn hillsides are bright with scarlet trees, and in the spring the robins sing, while apple blossoms whisper in the breeze. And there is music in the flashing streams, and joy in fields of daffodils. Loved happy valleys of my home among the hills.
I know that our speakers would really appreciate if you guys could hold those balls for just a little bit. That would be great. Hand them down to one of the teachers. That would be great. I appreciate your enthusiasm for sure, but all right. It is with my great pleasure that I introduce our first commencement speaker for this evening, our senior class president, Ashlyn Eagle.
Wow, here we are. We made it. Every year, other graduating classes celebrate that they made it to their graduation. Well, let me just tell you and take a moment to remind everyone what this class has truly made it through. Let's go clear back to our first year of middle school when we had no school for 2 weeks due to the teacher strike. 7th grade year, we were out of school for a week because of the Ames fire. We didn't get to finish our 8th grade year due to COVID. And then there we were as little freshmen walking into this building that felt like a never-ending maze. We were starting high school while our world was in the middle of a pandemic. We walked in to our first day of high school with masks on, iPad in hand, and took our seats in half-empty classrooms. What a start. As middle schoolers, everyone told us that just wait for high school, you'll get to meet so many new people. But because of the masks, the desks 6 feet apart, and of course the fact that we were all super awkward and shy, no one would talk to each other. We wanted to just get in and get out. We were in survival mode. But then, around the end of our sophomore year, we got to take our masks off. We were finally free. The day going back to school after the mandate was lifted was very interesting, to say the least. We had only gotten to know everyone from the eyes up. We had no idea what the other half even looked like. So we go back to school, and all of a sudden, people had beards and mustaches, or just looked way different than we had imagined. As I look back through the past 7 years, our class consistently faced obstacles that created distance between us, which prevented us from fully experiencing the social atmosphere that high school is meant to have. However, making it through all of these events, we finally made it to our year, our senior year. Today celebrates not only our perseverance through the tough stuff, but also all of the memories we made despite the battles we faced. To paraphrase our cheesy but true senior quote, we never backed down and we never gave up. Because we stuck with it, we were able to make some incredible memories this year. My personal favorite was when we got to storm the field after beating South 43-35. Then we got to watch our football team go to the playoffs. Core memories like that is what makes today such a bittersweet moment. The good times we had are why it's so hard to say goodbye. It would be so much easier if we were still in that survival mode where we could get our diploma and be so ready to get out of here. But this year is proof that as we continue growing up, our relationships and making memories is such a key part of life. Success means nothing without the richness of the relationships made on the way to success. I am proud to be among the Parkersburg High class of 2024, a class that is strong, courageous, passionate, and dedicated. All of these attributes helped bring us together and make the memories that brought us to this point. If you remember anything from my speech today, I pray that you can remember this from 1 Corinthians 16. Be on your guard, stand firm in faith, be courageous, be strong, and do everything in love. God bless, and don't forget, always a big red. No, once a big red, always a big red. Let's go, Big Reds. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker, Isabel Botti.
Wow, again. Good evening, everyone. I am extremely grateful to be standing here speaking to you all. And today I just wanted to offer some words of reflection about not just my past 4 years here, but so many years in Parkersburg, West Virginia. When I moved to Parkersburg, West Virginia at age 5, I told people I'm not from here. But after a few years of living here, I was still convinced it wasn't my home. When asked the question, "Do you think you'll live in West Virginia in the future?" I responded, "What? No. But I was surprised to discover that other kids around me started to answer the same. When you're younger, all you want to do is leave. But adults across the state of West Virginia are leaving as well. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, West Virginia's population has declined by 3.2% since 2010, which is the largest population loss in the country. Between 2010 and 2020, the state's population decreased by nearly 65,000 people. But why is this happening? Growing up here, it felt like our small town was separated from the rest of the world, lacking the resources other kids had elsewhere. In elementary school, I talked with other kids around the table at lunch, dreaming of all the possibilities of our future. We wanted to be vets, doctors, basketball players, and even teachers, but few of our aspirations included West Virginia in the future. As we grew older, our paths became woven together, sharing our major life experiences along the way. But without even realizing it, our small community was our common thread. But when asked again if we would stay, more and more of us began to say no. It was not until my sophomore year where things actually started to change for me. As I became more involved in activities across the state, such as debate, science bowl, key club, or tennis, I slowly started to meet the wide variety of West Virginians across the state. Despite not having the same resources as other states, I encountered some of the most hardworking, talented, humble, creative, and nurturing people I have ever met in my life. I competed against, collaborated with, and formed friendships with these peers, sharing moments I will never forget. But when returning to Parkersburg after my trips away, I realized our small community had just as much merit. Despite my childhood aversion to being West Virginian, I am actually a third-generation Parkersburg High School graduate. The people in this community have become my family, regardless of whether or not I know them. Behind every one of my accomplishments is a teacher, parent, grandparent, friend, or mentor lifting me up and finding the resources to make it happen. The most valuable people in my life are the ones sitting here today, supporting and encouraging me since the day I got here. As we graduate and are ready to move to bigger places, remember those who have shaped you. Regardless of any deficits you may see around you, remember those who have supported you. I encourage you to see the world, live in new places, try new things, and meet new people. But remember to give back to those who have loved you. In the future, if West Virginia's population continues to decrease, there will be no one to shape, support, and love the next generation. We live in such a culturally unique area in the region of the world, and it ought to be uplifted. We deserve the same benefits as the rest of the country because we are strong, determined, and a bright group of people. We want the youth of West Virginia to still dream about becoming vets, doctors, and basketball players, and teachers in the future. But we have to make it our goal to return and make these dreams a reality. So whether you come back to visit, come back to live here, or are already here to stay, remember to care for those around you, just as they have cared for us. Go out into the world and show them just how capable someone from Appalachia can be, regardless of any stereotypes you may encounter. We are the ones that dictate the future of our state. As I've approached the end of my childhood and my senior year, I know I've taken West Virginia for granted in so many different ways. Its rolling hills seem to hug me every time I return home, just like my lovely Appalachian grandmother after baking me banana muffins. But now that I'm leaving, I feel sudden urges to drive down winding country roads, devour a homemade tomato pie, or even let the slight twang in my West Virginia accent shine through. My adolescent memories are forever tucked away in my home in the Appalachian Mountains. Now, whether at home or away, I am proud to say I am from West Virginia. And no matter where your future takes you, never be afraid to say it too. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our final speaker this evening, Pallavi Sundaram.
Parkersburg High School, class of 2024. It's such an honor to be up here, and it's even more inspiring to see everyone in front of me right now, even those of you who I have never seen before. There's so much we've gone through together, and even more that we've achieved. Now, I could list off every small detail about our experiences here or about COVID, but I think my time is going to be better spent talking about artificial intelligence, or AI. Trust me, I know I sound so nerdy right now, but just let me explain first. I get to speak to this huge crowd today because of my quote-unquote high GPA. I've been waiting and preparing for this moment forever, enduring all the sleepless nights, caffeine runs, and check subscriptions. Shout out Aiden Merritt for that last one. The feeling of getting recognition like this is amazing and euphoric even. But at the end of the day, it only lasts for a few minutes. What's there for us afterwards? The next hurdles of college and the upcoming trials and tribulations that we all have to face for the internships or jobs we want to land. Our world and our society as a whole promotes this endless cycle of competition to beat everyone and reach the so-called top. I don't mean to rain on our parade because this is obviously an exciting moment for all of us, but to feel true bliss in any accomplishment comes from working towards your own individual aspirations and not those that society sets. You're probably wondering how any of what I just said has to do with AI at all, but the idea surrounds the fact that humanity has lost its ability to dream, and I wanted to break that mold as we move towards our futures. We're all so concerned about robots taking over and AI growing stronger, but in reality, the issue is that we are all becoming robotic in nature. We're becoming those robots. Scary, right? and it's happening right in front of our eyes. Bots are everyone, especially that one right there. But in all seriousness, we have to be the dreamers we once were. The dreamers who set their own goals, no matter how trivial or niche. The dreamers who spend extra time just being curious. As kids back at elementary school, Greenmont specifically for me, go Grizzlies, we all had such huge imaginations, and we can't lose that now. Sometimes I wish I delved deeper into my true interest during high school instead of being too busy with work. Now I know that that's what I'm going to do in the future. All this talk about dreams, yet I haven't even mentioned any of my own. My main dream right now, especially after the Chill and Grill field games, has to be beating the Goon Squad, or whatever they called themselves. I'm just kidding. I probably couldn't do that. If you guys couldn't tell already from this speech, I'm going into computer science, but as I move on from PHS and away from the School of Champions, I aim to find and explore the intersection between technology and the arts and humanities. Finally, going back to AI, I bet you guys didn't even know that I chat GPT'd this speech. I'm joking. Or am I? Anyways, before I leave, I wanted to take a quick 0.5, so please strike a pose. As I do this, let's see. I hope you all were in it. But class of 2024, it has been an amazing and unforgettable experience. I wish you all nothing but the best, and don't forget to dream big. Thank you all.
Before we have the presentation of the diplomas, we have a very special presentation. For the first time in 157 years of Parkersburg High School, we will have our first K-9 graduate. Today, our new therapy dog, Barney, graduated from Therapy Dog School, certified through Ultimate K-9. Let's everyone make a lot of noise and welcome Barney as he accepts his graduation medal.
Sorry, guys, I don't know why I'm taking them on Snap. I don't know, but you already failed. I know, I failed, guys. Woo! Darn it, I failed. It's okay. I'm sure somebody else.
Okay, after that, graduation's over. We will now have the presentation of the diplomas. We ask that the audience helps us show the proper respect for each graduate by remaining seated. Please remember that the entire audience needs to be able to hear each name read. We appreciate your cooperation in helping us ensure that each member of the class of 2024 is honored properly this evening. Mr. Raber, Mrs. Willis, members of the Wood County Board of Education, faculty, staff, parents, and guests, as principal of Parkersburg High School, I certify that the seniors to be presented with a diploma at this graduation have met all the credit requirements as set forth by the state of West Virginia. Our counselors will be announcing their section of the alphabet. We're going to start, Mrs. King.
Lillian Rose Alexander. Ethan Hunter Allen. Bradley James Allen Kenyon. Jason William Almond. Gabrielle Desiree Alvarez Gruy. Brandy Dawn Amick. Kaylin Renee Anderson. Olivia Lynn Ashley. Riley Faye Astorg. Alora Liliana Ayers. Sean Michael Glendon Ayers. Cameron Keith Babcock. Connor Jeremiah Backus. Trinity Jade Baylog. Tyler Daniel Balser Kuhn. Jodriana Lynn Barclay. Alyssa Marie Barker. Elijah Neil Bauman. Jacob P. Bauman. Lindsay Jean Bell. Caleb Samuel Boggs. Dylan Michael Bond. Sarah Grace Bowers. Evelyn Grace Boyce. Angelo Brammer. Madison Elise Britton. Jaden Tyler Brookover. Gabriel Isaiah Brooks. Alexander Keith Brown. Landon Elliott Bryan. Isabel Baracchio. Kaylee Nicole Burdette. William Cole Burdette. Sophia Danielle Burge. Taylor Marie Burge. Blaine Marshall Burkholder. Jacob Christopher Burns. Braylon Dupree Burton. Lillian Gabrielle Bush. Nathan Riley Buskirk. Raina Mackenzie Cabell. Morgan Whitney Lynn Cadle. Wyatt Christopher Kale. Blake Andrew Callow. Katie Michelle Callow. Brittany Marie Cantwell. Victoria Louise Ann Carpenter. Andrew Michael Carson. Mariah Jade Kaplinger. Brooke Aubrey Chadwell. Kaylee Morgan Chancellor. Ijayla Maylee Shancrude. Mariah Brianna Coldwell. Evangeline Ruth Cole. Michaela Lynn Coleman. Owen Benjamin Collins. Nadia Kiki Colombo. Adrian Elizabeth Conaway. Elijah Thomas Conger. Eric Jaden Connor. Jillian Lee Conley. Bailey Rose Cook. Jacob Nathaniel Copen. Ava Carolee Cottrell.
Sydney Bryce Crabtree. Braden Willington Crislip. Kieran Gale Cunningham. Mason Allen Siren. Charles Matthew Dalton. Amelia Marie Davis. Isabel Grace Deem. Danny Lynn DeLong. William Michael Dennis. Carter Michael Dennison. Braden Davis Dooley. Keegan James Devon. Jeremy Tyler Diaz. Caleb Michael Deshawn. Lena Marie Dowler. Jackson Pierce Downs. Maddox Deshawn Delaney. Jasmine May Dooley.
Shelby Rain Edwards. Zachary Stephen Elliott. Aletha Nicole Ellis. Ethan Riley Ellison. Ashton Isaiah Eschlager. Andrew Scott Evans. Theo Zero Farnsworth. Autumn Elaine Ferris. Taylor Shane Farrell. Madison Rose Fetty. Adeline Lee Moorhead File. Thomas Wayne Finicum. Gabriel Hunter Flesher. Dylan Robert Fox. Faith Evelyn Francisco. Taylor Renee Freed. Keegan Russell Freeman. Michael David Freshour. Roderick T.D. Freshour. Aaron Lee Fry. Gage Andrew Garner. Trenton Michael James Gaston. Levi Matthew Geary. Charles Franklin Gazelle, Jr. Addison Nicole Yerke. Dominic Cole Janani Smith. Maya Lee Gordon. Carly Ann Gray. Christopher Garrett Greening. Pearson Sean Gregg. Connor Rylan Gribble. Whitney Faith Griffith. Zechariah James Grimm. Aaron Michael Gross. Dakota Grace Haddad. Kane Robert Hall. Brandon Lee Harvey. Brayson Howard Hedges.
Haley Joe Hickman. Haley Autumn Hickle, right? I have to give him Haley Autumn Hickle. Ash Ann Hicks. Corey Ellen Hildebrecht. Connor James Hissam. Isabella Nicolette Hissam. Tanner Michael Hissam. Nicole Elizabeth Holbert. Aaliyah Madison Holstein. Nellie Huss. Felicity Danielle Hopkins. Tristan Isaiah Heisel. Anthony Taylor Ice. Isabella Elise Ingram. Nicholas Estrado Isaacs. Matthew Jaimez. Brian Patrick Jeffers. Brooklyn Alexa Johnson. Kyla May Johnson. You're good to go. Miles Lee Johnson. Kristen Dawn Jones. Kaylin Ann Kneff. Logan Blake Kiefer. Austin Dean Keys. Joseph Michael Koreski. Caden John Katarski. Catherine Elise Lake. Olivia Grace Lambie. Aubrey Michelle Lance. Megan Nicole Lauderman. Elizabeth Anna Law. Elena Elise Liebau. Cheyenne Summer Linger. Jordan Scott Longmire. Kylie Nicole Lott. Riley Parker Loudon. Keaton Jennings Lowther. Caleb Russell Lynch. Caitlin Brianne Mace. Chelsea Marie McClay. Seamus Ty Mahaney. Samuel Todd Mahiran. Ashton Michael Marshall. Proud of you. Elijah Allen Martin. Gabriel Andrews Martin. Jana Lee Mason Stevens. Zachary Michael McBride. Colin Freeman McCarter. Elizabeth Juliana McClanahan. Hannah Marie McLeod. Eliana Christine McClung. Nathan Daniel McConnell. Cole Russell McCormick. Caleb Hunter McCune.
Abigail Page McIntyre. Nathaniel Edward McPeak. Samantha Lee Melvin. Aiden Cole Merritt. Brielle Isabella Milhone. Andrew Nicholas Miller. Ashley Marie Miller. James Curtis Miller. Jack Owen Mills. Jackson Douglas Mills. Maya Lorraine Mollendick. Gabrielle Jean Moniz. Landon Preston Monroe. Carly Lynn Moore. Kaylin Marie Morris. Megan Brittany Morris. Christian Ricky Woodrow Moyer. Michaelin Page Monday. Giselle Munoz. Grantland Ethan Murphy. Connor Chase Nancaro. Connor Donnie Nelson. Joseph Wynn. Aiden Javon Nicolay. Maya McKenna Nolan. Caleb Paul Norman. Shannon Forrest O'Connor. Reagan Elizabeth Ortiz. Chelsea Dawn Owens. Aaron William Park. Did I skip you? Okay. She's here. Oh. Maria Jean Palacios. Caden Michael Parker. David Roman Parsons. Kadijah Abiba. Aaron Patrick Pepper. Aaron Maverick Pepper. Olivia Aaron Perkins. Georgia Pisano. Raya Elizabeth Pickens. Jaden Nicole Pitt. Gianna Suzanne Plumley. Dylan Isaac Hoy Powell. Allison Paige Powers. Is Georgia here? Not here. Ava Ellison Piles. Grayson Edward Ramsberg. Manuel Redondo Munoz. Balin Renee Rind. Bryce Jefferson Riggs. Austin Allen Ritchie. Zachary Edward Lee Roberts. Armani Da Vinci Robinson. Sincere Daquan Robinson. Caden Thomas Edwin Ross. Geneva Marie Ross. Seth Michael Rao. That's my grandson. Morgan Dawn Rubart. Abby Renee Rubel. Valerie Annette Sajak. Alexia Joy Santiago. Taylor Ray Sargent. Haley Joy Schroyer. Tyler Christopher Saida. Audrey May Sellers.
Landon James Shedd. Jackson Monroe Simmons. Calvin Jefferson Lewis Simpson. Kelsey Lee Sink. Ella Jo Slack. Gracie Renee Smith. Josiah Anthony Snodgrass Ayala. Daniela Schultzva. Phoenix Sean Sprigg. Angeliki Elizabeth Statz. Andrew Kane Stolnecker. Matthew Ryan Stolnecker. Casey Robert Stanley. Cheyenne Raylan Jane Stevens. Braden Anthony Stewart. Connor Hanley Story. Ava Brooke Struthers. James Austin Struthers. Aries Zay Sundstrom Cunningham. Claire Elise Tatterson. Jeremiah David Tennant. Emily Grace Terrell. Preston Lee Thomas. Nathan Allen Thornton. Natalie Lynn Thorpe. Braden Allen Tingler. Jasmine Desiree Toussaint. Eliza Colleen Towner. Adea Janelle Townsend. Jensen Grace Varner. Sebastian Ray Varner. Braden Robert Walker. Isaiah James Walker. Lily Rose Adelaide Walker. Lily Grace Walters. Jilliana Elise Agnes Ward. Addison Nicole Warman. Ash Gage Watson. Brent Slade Watson. Jacob Ryan Watson. Carter David Watts. Hannah Grace Waybright. Hannah Allison Wells. Ashley Elizabeth Welshans. Trenton Joseph Walter West. Olivia K. Whaley. Anna Meredith Wharton. Josiah Elijah Wisnett. Tiana Margaret Elizabeth White. Donald Ralph Whitehair II. Jolena Sky Whitehair. Evan Raymond Levi Whitlatch. Jason Earl Williams. Jerome Keon Williams Jr. Connor Matthew Williams. Abigail Marie Willis. Kaylee Brooke Willis. Corey Michael Wilson. Mackenzie Taylor Wilson. Ethan Gabriel Wingrove. Nathaniel Patrick Wyzinski II. Diana Jacqueline Wright. Lauren Francis Young. Isabel Jane Body. Pallavi Sundaram. Ashlyn Renee Eagle. Kaylin Marie Wise. Brandeis Taylor Coons. Meredith Lauren Poole. Please stand to give a standing ovation to the Parkersburg High School class of 2024.
Ashlyn? Seniors, please stand and face the podium.
Okay. Tassels to the right, eyes to the future.
We will now have the class song, Forever a Big Red, performed by the PHS A Cappella Choir. Graduates, please stand and face the choir for your class song.
School we all belong to, but whatever they may be, the future we now see. With memories in our hearts to go far and wide, with endless ventures by our side. To the class of 2024, futures ahead of us for sure. We go onward, ready to explore, search for more as we walk out these doors.
That's the dream. That's the dream dad. That is the dream dad.
Seniors, please be seated. At this time, Brandis Coons, Secretary of the Class of 2024, and Meredith Poole, Treasurer of the Class of 2024, will come up to give you a final farewell.
Hi, I'm Meredith Poole, Class of 2024 Treasurer.
And I'm Brandis Coons, not Brandeis, Brandis Coons, Class of 2024 Secretary. Seniors, this message is specifically for you. If you have not already bought your tickets for the all-night party, it isn't too late. It all takes place at the WVUP Community College. It will be going from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., and there will be tickets available at the door for $10.
There's going to be plenty of food and drinks, fun games, lots of gifts, and so much more, so we all hope to see you there. Thank you all so much for attending the commencement ceremony of the Class of 2024. We appreciate your presence and attentiveness as we have said farewell to Parkersburg High School and become alumni. We thank you all so much for celebrating with us this evening.
As Meredith said, thank you so much for coming, and a big congratulations to the Class of 2024. Seniors, we finally made it.
Before we wrap up, seniors, just make sure you have the right diploma. That can happen every once in a while. If for some reason you would have the wrong one, just come up here after the ceremony and work it out. Remember that thing I said about getting back up. At this time, as a dedication to a former colleague of ours and a man who touched many lives in this class, Mr. Dave Woody, let's all stand, join arm in arm if you wish, and we are going to sing Country Roads together.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Miner's lady, stranger to blue Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads, take me home. Country roads.
Seniors, no matter where the road takes you, no matter what you end up accomplishing in life, remember where you came from, because you are now part of a long red line of tradition, which is why this saying always means something important to you. Once a Big Red. May God bless you today, tomorrow, and always. Thank you, and from the bottom of my heart, we love you. We are now ready to conclude the graduation of the class of 2024. We ask that the audience remain seated until all graduates recess into their senior circle to throw their caps, led by our senior class president and vice president. Will the class of 2024 stand? Mr. White, may we have the music for the recession? Seniors, please stop.
Will our senior class president and vice president
Make your way to the middle. Ashlyn and Caitlin, it's all yours. This concludes our ceremony. Please be careful going home. Congratulations to the class of 2024.